Welcome to the Boiling Point Podcast Special Report. I am your host, JD. A lot has happened this week within the West Shore School District in our coverage, and I just wanted to get on camera and recap some of the stuff that's happening. So, on Wednesday night, Mariana received information from who we're calling the cell phone fairy. This information, I'm going to read you this message. This is from Adam Trone to another member of the school board. And there's attempted bribery in these messages. And then I will get to a response that Adam Trone posted on his social media on Thursday morning after this aired. So first off, this is a cell phone message from Adam Trone to another member of the school board. And I'm going to read it for anybody who's just listening and not actually watching on the screen. I do have it up on the screen also. I would like a chance to talk with you in private tomorrow. I know you have a facilities meeting. If you can meet for a quick sodas at Nick's immediately after, I'll treat. We can get dinner as well. I hear they have great wings. I respect your passion for politics and process. We may be two different parties, but I think we are. And then that part of the message we cuts off. We don't have the rest of that. Here's a preview for what I'm willing to suggest. Let's table the solicitor. We are all fine with going through the process that you were a part of starting. I'm not sold on stock and leader, but let there be a process. I want you to represent the board as president. Our district is ripped apart. Your dad would not be proud right now. If I make a motion and you vote to table, it's not support for stock and leader, but a deliberate process. I don't want to put the rest in writing, but let's say if we can agree to tabling it ends with you as president, should you want it. So I would suggest Nick's at 6. And I won't put in writing the despicable things that were said about you during the primaries by 3 ladies. Okay, so let's focus on a few things of that because there's a lot there. First of all, if you look on the second part of there, he says that if this person agrees to tabling this issue, it ends with him as president. So there he's offering the presidency of the school board to somebody if they will just table it. Now, this happened before Kelly Brent became president, the school board president. So this happened even before that, just so we're talking about when this happened also. Also, he doesn't want to put despicable things that were said about him during the primaries by 3 ladies. I'm pretty sure I know who those 3 ladies are, but I'm not going to speculate as I don't entirely know that. But if you can claim that you're a conservative and you're not representing conservative values, then you are going to be called out whether it's by your other conservatives, other people who are running for office, people who are in office, or the media itself. You're going to be called out. So, but that's not what this is about. So let's now look at it ends with you as president. So he's offering tabling this issue in exchange for the president. That is bribery. That is a quid pro quo. You cannot do that when you are elected to school board office, and you certainly can't do it to someone else who's elected to school board office. That is against the law. So there's evidence right here that he broke the law. Okay. Now, if that's not enough, this is the statement that he posted after Mariana aired her watchdog report. This was Adam Trone's response. This is simple humility. Last year, at the height of the solicitor debate, I sent a poorly thought and inappropriate text message to another board member, suggesting that if they tabled their vote, there might be a chance he could become president. There you go. Right there. I don't even need to read the rest of this. Right there, he just admitted to it. Okay? So right there, between the other piece of evidence and this, that's it. You don't need anything more. That's a slam dunk case. This came out in discovery, but somehow was also hand-delivered to a Region 1 constituent, a Moms for Liberty advocate, and a church podcaster. How it got to them can be debated, but what can't be is I goofed, plain and simple. I wasn't speaking for other board members, nor did I have authority to suggest it. Was it a bribe? Nah. In my hero moment of trying to save the day, I erred. There was no response or follow-up to the text, and nothing more came of it until depositions. I'm sorry, friends. I shouldn't compromise doing what is right with my passion to protect the West Shore School District from chaos. You only have to put up with me for 2 more years. We can do this together. Well, Adam Trone, I don't know that you're going to make it 2 more years because you just admitted in this statement that you tried to bribe another school board member. Of course, you weren't speaking for other board members, nor does that even need to be anything for you to be guilty of trying to bribe another school board member. Of course, there was no response because this other board member doesn't have that low of a class or self-esteem that they would be willing to accept bribery for this. When you accept a public office, it's not for personal gain. So that should not be even suggested. So here you have the piece of evidence. Here he says, here it is, the actual bribe. And may I also point out that your dad, this part of the statement, your dad would not be proud right now. That is completely below the belt and ridiculous. And if someone messaged me like that, we would definitely be having words. So I commend the person who received this message for not responding at all. It was exactly the right thing to do, and I commend you for having the self-discipline to not respond to something that was thrown, a personal slander that was also thrown at you. So I commend you on that. And here he is again, his statement, completely admitting to it. So I don't know what more needs to be put out there. I think parents need to get involved. Now there is a meeting coming up on the 8th, I believe it is. Yes, Thursday the 8th. It's going to be a jam-packed meeting because also it's suspected that the vote for the boys and girls sports will be on the agenda. And there's also, I didn't get the visual loaded into the studio, but there's also a call. Go to our Facebook page on Facebook, facebook.com/The Boiling Point Podcast. I'll be posting a couple things this evening and tomorrow about what's going to be going on this week. So make sure you look for that stuff too, because they're also, the left is putting calls out for everybody to show up. It's going to be a zoo. The meeting is going to go for many, many hours. At the worst, I will have a small follow-up at the end of the meeting. I was considering trying to make it to the meeting, but with everything going on, it's likely to be 11:30 even, maybe before they even get done with everything. And that's just a little too late for me to have transportation, at least right now, on that kind of short notice. So a lot of the parents, I believe all of the parents that we have on the Boiling Point Podcast are going to be there, or a majority of them. So I'm hoping that if it doesn't go too late, 1 or 2 of them may be able to join me for an after show. But worst case, I will recap some stuff and let everybody know where we are from there. So make sure you tune into that. We'll be doing our live watch along. But I'm going to make a call for the parents at this meeting. This meeting coming up, you still have a couple of days. Fill out the forms needed so that you can comment. Bring this up to in the meeting. And ask them about it. I think it's time for the parents to start pressing some of these school board members, especially Adam Trone, and maybe even trying to get some the state's attorney or somebody involved, perhaps maybe to try and get charges, because that is clearly bribery, and he admits to it. We have the evidence. If anybody out there that's doing this needs the Boiling Point Podcast to get involved, please reach out to me. You can send me an email, jdboilingpoint@gmail.com. I will respond within a day or so, or you can also send us a message on Facebook. So, or leave a comment on any of our public, any of our channels or social media outlets. So the meeting this Thursday is going to be jam-packed. I really encourage parents to not just get involved about the boys and girls sports. Let's make sure that doesn't get swept under the rug. That's an important vote that's coming up. This is going to be a jam-packed school board meeting with this issue, with this information that we've brought to light, and the boys and girls sports. It's going to be a jam-packed and full meeting. So make sure that if you're not there, tune into the Boiling Point Podcast, share out our content, make sure parents see this, make sure parents know what's going on. None of the other media outlets are reporting on this. They're not talking about it. They're not concerned with it at this point. If they are, then they'll pick up our coverage, because we were the first to report this. We got the information, and that's what we're doing. That's what we're here for. This is exactly what we're here for, to get this information out and to hold people accountable. This needs absolutely something that needs to be held accountable. So get involved. especially at the meeting this Thursday. Tune into our coverage. We have an episode coming up tomorrow night where I will have Sandra Gonzalez on an episode and a few parents from the West Shore School District. So we're going to have more follow-up with this tomorrow night, and I will ask some of the parents directly about it, and I will ask Sandra Gonzalez, who is currently running for school board, not in this region, not in Adam Trone's region, but she is running for school board. So we also want to get her, and we fully endorse Sandra Gonzalez. So let's get her on the school board because she will be a great addition, and it's definitely needed at the West Shore School District. They need someone like Sandra. And make sure you hold people accountable. This is evidence of bribery, or at least attempted bribery. Again, the person did not respond, which is great. That's exactly what they should have done to dismiss all doubt. Now there's no question about it that this person did not accept these bribes. So we have evidence of the bribery. Adam Trone is guilty of it. He is guilty of it. There's no question about that now. So if you, as the parents, want to hold him accountable, which you should, then it's time to start making calls, get involved, start showing up to the meetings, and start asking the school board members about this on public minutes in public meetings. That way, there's also record of it in the public eye at a public meeting. That's all I'm going to be. That's it for me right now. Shout out to Mariana Reed for assisting and helping blow this case wide open. She got the information. I did not. So I appreciate that. And it's just me following up to make sure that everybody understands the gravity of what she reported on Wednesday. Tomorrow night, look for us. We got an episode with Sandra Gonzalez and a couple of other parents. And Thursday, we will also be covering the school board meeting. And of course, I'll have a little after show, depending on how long it is. We may have some parents join us for the after show. It all depends on how long the meeting goes. So tune in for that because it is an important meeting. If you're not at the meeting, then please tune into the Boiling Point podcast so that you can follow along with the meeting. And we won't be talking. We've changed our coverage. So there's no more. We won't be talking over people or anything anymore. We just let the meeting show. I provide information up on the screen in the ticker, and then we discuss it in the after show. So tune into that and share it out. Please share it out. That's what you can do to also help us, help the Boiling Point podcast. You can also visit our storefront, bonfire.com/store/the Boiling Point podcast. Pick yourself up some apparel. Can I get it? Yep. All right. I got my established 2020 Boiling Point podcast shirt on tonight. It's got the Boiling Point podcast eagle on the back. Pick up this or any of our other designs. We also have a lot of new apparel and some new stuff coming the next couple of weeks as well. So you can support us that way as well. Until tomorrow night and later this week, I am your host, JD, and that's going to be the end.